Have you ever stood at the edge of your own recklessness, where the line between shame and shamelessness blurs into a riotous blur of laughter and regret? Or perhaps you've yearned for a moment where the absurd becomes profound, where the clink of glasses and the roar of a crowd weave a tapestry of raw, unfiltered humanity that sings to the wildest corners of your soul. Grand Blue Season 2 Episode 5, titled First Time at a Women's University, isn't just a chapter in an anime, it's a mirror held up to the chaos of youth, a siren call to those who've ever chased a fleeting thrill into the jaws of glorious disaster. Picture the salty tang of sweat in the air, the cacophony of raucous cheers, and the fleeting glint of a maid's skirt under garish festival lights, each moment a dare to plunge deeper into the madness. For fans of Grand Blue's unapologetic dive into debauchery, this episode doesn't just beckon, it grabs you by the collar and demands you join the fray. Remember the reckless nights of your own youth, the anime binges where Gintama or Konosuba left you gasping for air between laughs. This is their air, reborn with a swagger that dares you to look away. Step into the sun-soaked, beer-drenched world of Aizu University, where the ocean's whisper is drowned by the clatter of empty cans and the pulse of a college festival that teeters on the edge of anarchy. Released on August 5, 2025, Episode 5 thrusts us into the all-girls college festival, a hallowed ground where dreams of romance collide with the brutal reality of social sabotage. Here, Iori Kitahara, voiced with a devilish charm by Yuma Uchida, is no mere protagonist. He's a trickster god in a maid's outfit, his every smirk a blade slicing through the pretenses of his so-called friends. His eyes, glinting with mischief, carry the weight of a man who's seen too many betrayals yet thrives in the chaos. Kohei Imamura, brought to life by Ryohei Kimura's manic energy, is his reluctant accomplice, a dreamer chasing a voice actress's smile, only to find himself ensnared in a web of cross-dressing calamity. Chisa Kotegawa, with Chika Anze's steely cadence, is the stoic anchor, her quiet disdain a stark contrast to the festival's fevered pulse, while Aina Yoshiwara, voiced by Kana Asumi, weaves a cunning thread of manipulation through her saccharine smiles. Have you ever felt the sting of being the outsider, the one left holding the bag while others scheme? These characters aren't just names, they're fractured reflections of your own missteps, your own moments of reckless abandon. Iori's laughter, sharp as broken glass, invites you to revel in his revenge, while Kohei's desperate hustle mirrors that time you chased a dream just out of reach. Step into their world, feel the sticky festival air on your skin, and ask yourself, would you dare to don their masks and dance in their chaos? Beneath the slapstick surface of Episode 5 lies a deeper current, a turbulent sea of identity and loyalty. Iori's masquerade as a maid isn't just a gag, it's a mirror to the masks we all wear to survive the judgments of our peers. When he turns the tables on his treacherous friends, Matarai, Nojima, Yamamoto, and the perpetually ignored Fujiwara, he's not just pranking, he's wielding betrayal as a weapon, exposing the fragility of trust in a world where appearances reign supreme. Have you ever felt the cold bite of disloyalty, the moment when those you called friends revealed their true colors? This episode asks, what is the cost of vengeance, and does the thrill of retribution outweigh the loneliness it breeds? Iori's actions, tricking his friends into drinking inked beverages, texting Matarai's girlfriend to sow discord, handing them over to security, are a chaotic symphony of retribution, yet they leave him cast out, a pariah in the very festival he sought to conquer. It's a reminder that every act of defiance carries a price, a fleeting victory shadowed by isolation. Like a warrior casting off armor to face the storm, Iori's choices resonate with the universal struggle to balance pride with belonging, to carve your name into the world without losing yourself in the process. The visual tapestry of Episode 5 is a fever dream of color and motion, crafted by Zero G and Liber with a vibrancy that mirrors the episode's unhinged energy. The festival glows under a golden haze, each frame saturated with the warm oranges and pinks of a summer evening, yet the shadows cast by flickering lanterns hint at the deceit lurking beneath the revelry. The camera dances with reckless abandon, low angles capturing Iori's imperious strut in his maid outfit, Dutch tilts disorienting us as his friends stumble through their humiliation, and tight close-ups on their horrified faces that sear their shame into your memory. The animation isn't merely fluid, it's a tidal wave, crashing from absurd comedy to quiet moments of reflection with a grace that feels like a held breath. The cakey makeup, garish and grotesque, is rendered with a texture so vivid you can almost almost feel the tacky weight of it on your own skin, a visual metaphor for the masks we don to fit in. This isn't just animation, it's a carnival of light and shadow, each frame a dare to feel the pulse of the festival's chaotic heart. Can you see yourself in those crowded stalls? The heat of the crowd pressing against you, the colors blurring into a kaleidoscope of your own reckless nights. Some might whisper that Grand Blue's humor is too crude, its antics a juvenile romp through a frat house fever dream. Yet, this very rawness is its genius, a deliberate plunge into the absurd that mirrors the unpolished truth of youth. The flame of sophistication might flicker out in the face of such chaos, but Grand Blue doesn't seek elegance. It thrives in the mess, the spilled drinks, the bruised egos, crafting a raw, unfiltered portrait of college life that resonates with anyone who's ever stumbled through a night of bad decisions. Others might argue the animation lacks the polish of a shonen epic, but this isn't a flaw, it's a choice, a gritty authenticity that grounds the absurdity in a world you can taste, touch, and smell. The sports car of high-budget animation might dazzle, but Grand Blue's rough-hewn charm is a revolution, a reminder that perfection is overrated when raw emotion drives the narrative. Have you ever found beauty in the chaos of a moment gone wrong? The soundtrack of Episode 5 is a character in its own right, a raucous chorus that howls with the festival's untamed spirit. The opening theme, Seishin Tawa by Shonan no Kaze feat Atarashii Gaku no Leaders, is a defiant anthem, its pounding rhythm a heartbeat that propels you into the fray, while the ending, Hadaka de Datsuki feat Mayen, lingers like the bittersweet aftertaste of a night you'll never forget. The clatter of dishes, the jeers of the crowd, the sharp crack of a security guard's shout. These sounds weave a tapestry as vivid as the visuals, immersing you in the festival's pulse. In quieter moments, the absence of music is deafening, a vacuum that amplifies Iori's isolation as he's cast out, the silence heavy with the weight of his choices. Have you ever heard a song that felt like it was written for a single, fleeting moment in your life? This soundtrack is that moment, amplified, demanding you sing along or be left behind. There comes a moment in Episode 5 where the festival's fevered revelry shatters, a single act that shifts the ground beneath Iori's feet. It's not just a prank gone awry, it's a collision of intentions, a reckoning where loyalty and betrayal dance a vicious tango. The air grows thick, the laughter turns brittle, and a truth emerges, sharp as a blade. Every choice has a shadow, and Iori's shadow looms large. You'll feel the ground tilt, the world holding its breath as consequences crash like waves against a crumbling shore. What does it mean to win at the cost of everything else? The question hangs, unanswered, urging you to seek its resolution in the episode's heart as the festival lights dim and Iori stands on the precipice of his own making. A question lingers like smoke in the air. What is the true cost of defiance, and can you ever outrun the shadows you cast? Grand Blue Season 2 Episode 5 isn't just a comedy, it's a mirror to your own reckless nights, a challenge to confront the chaos within. It demands not just your eyes, but your heart, your laughter, your regrets. Will you step into the festival, taste the bitter ink of betrayal, and discover the truths that lie beneath the laughter? This episode isn't a story to watch, it's a storm to survive, a call to dive into the madness and emerge changed. Are you ready to face the absurd, to laugh until it hurts, and to find the profound in the pandemonium? Have you ever felt the weight of a promise you couldn't keep, the kind that clings to your skin like salt after a swim in the sea? Or perhaps you've stood at the crossroads of loyalty and desire, where every choice feels like a betrayal of someone or something you hold dear? Grand Blue Season 2 Episode 6, titled Onito, is not just an episode. It's a riptide pulling you into the heart of camaraderie and conflict, where the laughter of friends masks the sting of unspoken truths. Imagine the damp chill of an ocean breeze, the faint burn of whiskey on your tongue, and the echo of a friend's laugh that carries a hidden edge, sharp as coral. For those who've reveled in the chaotic hilarity of Grand Blue or lost themselves in the raucous bonds of Gintama and the disastrous life of Seiki K, this episode is a siren song, a nostalgic hymn to the nights when you laughed until it hurt, only to wake with the ache of choices left unmade. Will you dive into the storm of revelry and regret? The sun-bleached shores of Aizu University are no longer just a backdrop but a crucible, where friendships are forged and fractured under the weight of a single, chaotic night. Released on August 12, 2025, Episode 6 unfolds at a raucous mixer dubbed Onito, a modern-day coliseum where hearts are bared and egos are bruised. Iori Kitahara, voiced by Yuma Uchida with a roguish lilt that dances between charm and desperation, is a man teetering on the edge, his smirk hiding a longing to belong. His every gesture, from the clink of his glass to the way his eyes dart nervously, speaks of a soul caught between defiance and doubt. Kohei Imamura, brought to life by Ryohei Kimura's fevered intensity, is a dreamer chasing the fleeting glow of a perfect match, his voice cracking with the weight of unfulfilled fantasies. Chisa Kotegawa, with Chika Anze's cool, measured tones, stands as the eye of the storm, her silence a canvas for the group's chaos, while Aina Yoshiwara, voiced by Kana Asumi, weaves her cunning with a saccharine edge that cuts like a hidden blade. Can you feel the sticky heat of a crowded room, the pulse of music vibrating through your chest, the fleeting glance of someone who might change everything? These characters aren't just players in a comedy. They're echoes of your own nights spent chasing connection, only to stumble over your own flaws. Iori's bravado, Kohei's desperation, Chisa's restraint. Don't they remind you of moments when you've worn a mask to hide your own vulnerabilities? Beneath the drunken antics of Onito lies a deeper tide, a churning sea of loyalty and sacrifice. This episode dares to ask, what does it mean to belong, and what are you willing to surrender to keep those bonds intact? Iori's schemes to sabotage his rivals are not just pranks. They're a desperate bid to hold onto a fragile sense of control in a world where friendships can unravel with a single misstep. Kohei's pursuit of romance is a mirror to the universal ache for connection, a reminder of those moments when you've reached for something just beyond your grasp, only to find it slipping through your fingers. Have you ever stood in a room full of laughter, yet felt the cold grip of loneliness? The episode probes the cost of loyalty, whether it's Iori's reckless gambits or Chisa's quiet refusal to join the fray, each choice a thread in a tapestry of bonds that threaten to fray under the weight of desire. It's a meditation on the paradox of friendship. To belong, you must sometimes betray, and to love, you must sometimes let go. At Zero G and Liebherr paint episode 6 with a palette that pulses with the fever of a late-night mixer. The visuals are a drunken waltz of neon lights and shadowed corners, where the warm glow of lanterns clashes with the cold blue of moonlight filtering through a window. The camera is a restless voyeur. Sweeping wide shots capture the chaotic sprawl of the mixer, while tight close-ups linger on Iori's sweat-slicked brow, his eyes alight with manic determination. The animation is fluid yet jagged, mirroring the erratic heartbeat of a night spiraling out of control. The color palette shifts from vibrant reds and golds to muted grays as the night deepens, reflecting the emotional descent from revelry to reckoning. Every frame feels tactile, the clink of glasses, the spill of liquor on a tabletop, the fleeting brush of a stranger's hand, all rendered with a texture that makes you feel the chaos on your own skin. Can you see yourself in that crowded room? The air thick with perfume and tension, the world tilting with every reckless choice. Some might murmur that Grand Blue's relentless absurdity risks alienating those who crave deeper narratives. Yet, this very excess is its triumph, a deliberate plunge into the raw, unfiltered pulse of youth that captures the messy truth of human connection. The flame of subtlety may flicker out in the face of such chaos, but Grand Blue doesn't chase refinement. It revels in the raw, the ridiculous, crafting a world where every laugh carries the weight of unspoken fears. Others might claim the animation lacks the pristine polish of a blockbuster, but this roughness is a revolution, a gritty authenticity that makes every spilled drink and stumbled step feel like your own. The sports car of high-budget spectacle might dazzle, but Grand Blue's raw, unpolished heart is a rebellion against perfection, a reminder that life's most vivid moments are often its messiest. Have you ever found truth in the chaos of a night gone wrong? The soundtrack of episode 6 is a living pulse, a cacophony that breathes with the mixer's unhinged energy. The opening theme, Seishintawa by Shonan no Kaze feat Atarashii Gaku no Leaders, is a battle cry, its driving beat a call to arms that sets your heart racing. The ending, Hadaka de Datsuki feat Maien, is a haunting lullaby, its wistful notes lingering like the aftertaste of a night you can't quite regret. The ambient sounds, the clatter of bottles, the murmur of flirtations, the sudden silence when a plan unravels, are as vital as the music, weaving a soundscape that wraps around you like a second skin. In a pivotal moment, the absence of sound becomes a weapon, a deafening void that amplifies the weight of a single, devastating choice. Have you ever heard a song that felt like it was written for the exact moment your world shifted? This soundtrack is that song, demanding you dance to its rhythm or be swept away. There's a moment in episode 6 where the chaos of Onito crystallizes into a single, shattering truth. It's not just a clash of egos or a failed scheme, it's a collision of hearts, where the bonds of friendship are tested against the fire of personal desire. The air grows heavy, the laughter fades, and a revelation cuts through the haze, sharp as a blade in the dark. You'll feel the ground shift, the weight of a choice that could unravel everything these characters have built. What does it mean to choose yourself over those you love? The question lingers, a shadow cast across the screen, urging you to seek its answer in the episode's heart as the mixer's lights flicker out and the echoes of laughter dissolve into silence. A question hangs in the air like sea mist. What do you sacrifice to hold onto those you call your own? Grand Blue Season 2 Episode 6 isn't just a comedy. It's a mirror to your own nights of reckless abandon, a challenge to face the truths hidden beneath beneath the laughter. It demands your presence, your heart, your willingness to dive into the chaos and emerge changed. Will you step into the fray, taste the bitter sting of choices made in haste, and uncover the fragile bonds that tie us all together? This episode isn't a story to watch. It's a tempest to endure, a call to plunge into the madness and discover the truths that await. Are you ready to face the storm?